Hello, friends, customers, and those who are both, actually. It's time again for our weekly reflection on the stainless steel industry. And this time we want to talk a few minutes about the dominance that in the meantime Chinese producers have achieved over the global stainless steel industry. Sometimes we are even shaking our heads in disbelief when we look at what percentage the Chinese have already of the global market here. And the pandemic, the crisis of 2020, has even magnified this situation because, as most of you already know, the rest of the world suffered and declined, while China obviously had very little, close to no impact of the pandemic when it comes to stainless steel production and consumption. So for this, I have prepared again 4 slides, and I'm going to show them to you now. The dragon has the rest of the world in clear focus when it comes to the global stainless steel industry. And here you see what happened in the last 20 years. It's not a very long period, actually. And in the year 2000, for example, China had only 3% of the global production. And today it is an unbelievable 2/3, 67% to be exact. And the rest of the world has to more or less share amongst each other the remaining 33%. Now, why is that, or has that happened, and how was that made possible? First of all, it has to do with the production costs, and I have shown that already in an earlier reflection here. We have 2 worlds out there when it comes to production costs. These are the Chinese and the Indonesians here, and the rest of the world with much higher costs, which translate then into also different price levels worldwide. And that means that manufacturers in China or in the China-dominated countries in Asia also are able to manufacture their products with lower costs than in the rest of the world here. And with this, it was possible that they gained so much market share. When I went to China the first time in 1994, for example, I remember Tisco was a small producer with a capacity of 200,000 tons, but big ambitions. Yeah? And still in 2000, as I said, China was barely 3%. In 2010, China was 41%. And at that time, Indonesia was not producing at all. So there was a big jump already. And now 10 years later, and this is where we stand today, we have the 67% as mentioned before, and Indonesia is contributing. Why do we consider Indonesia part of China? When you look at who are the producers in Indonesia, with the exception of Jindal, which has a cold rolling plant there, everything is Chinese invested stainless steel plants, and the integrated ones are integrated, meaning with the melt shop, are 100% Chinese investments. So now, when we look 10 years ahead, there is also probably some good news. And the good news is that the pace with which China is taking market share away from non-Chinese producers is slowing substantially, but the peak has not been reached yet. We estimate with our end use and other forecasts also trade restrictions play a major role, like what we discussed the last time here. Almost every week we hear about new trade barriers that are being erected somewhere. But we think that by 2030, China and Indonesia will cover about 70% of the volume produced worldwide. But, and this is the thing, we should not forget, our target outside, with the 30% that remain for the producers outside China, should not be to increase volumes, but focus on margins. And we have to make sure that we are making money with every ton we are selling here. Now, that's easy shown in a bubble chart here. But how can producers make that? And I know it's simplified, but basically each producer has 3 strategic dimensions as available in order to distinguish himself from competition. One is the best price, offer the best price. Offer the best total product is the second dimension, and the third dimension is the best total solution. Now, the best price is no longer available for European, American, or other Asian producers, so they have to position them somewhere between offering the best total product. That means your product portfolio, basically, product forms, the grades, the surfaces, the specifications, and all that, and or to have the best total solution. That means go very close to your customer, understand your customer, and offer him the best deal that he can get. And that's why the 3 golden rules for future success for us, I would say, is first, offer the best deal in our industry. The second rule is make the deal better every year. And the third rule is there is no other rule, basically. But, and this is the thing, the best deal is no longer the best price. Okay, so the facts are there, and they are very clear, and they show that volume growth in the future is not helping us by any means to make our business more profitable. We have to use other tools and other measurements to achieve that, and it is possible, definitely possible. And one thing that we have not even addressed here is that in the future, sustainability will become a lot more important, and there are initiatives like Responsible Steel now, etc., which are really addressing not only the CO2 issue, but also other standards from sourcing to production to selling the products. And this is exactly what we are discussing in next week's reflection on the stainless steel industry. If you have any feedback, wishes, I'm more than happy to receive your messages underneath here. And with this, I wish you a successful week, and we see each other again in about 7 to 8 days.